Hello, welcome to the CIRS Healing Collective Expert Guest Video Series. I'm Jenny Johnson, the host and facilitator of the CIRS Healing Collective, which has been a resource for aspiring CIRS overcomers to share and connect from around the world since 2020. I'm a Shoemaker Proficiency Partner and CIRS coach, and most importantly, an overcomer myself. What you're about to see is a 10-minute excerpt from a 90-minute group discussion that members of the CIRS Healing Collective got to have live with this expert guest. If you would like to see the full 90-minute replay, come on over to the CIRS Healing Collective. We have a robust video library from the past 5 or 6 years of so many expert guests. Better yet, you'll be able to join our future monthly live discussions with experts to come. We'd love to have you.
Ultimately, I'm just like you guys. I'm also a CIRS survivor. And believe it or not, I didn't really even finish high school first time around because my CIRS journey started when I was about 8 years old. So it totally wiped out my ability to study and educate myself and really get that great start first time around in life. So what you're seeing now is me 2.0. After therapeutics, after getting out of water damaged environments and really being able to grow into the person I had always hoped to be, but didn't get that chance first time around. So it is with humility that I stand here and talk to you because I've been on this journey myself and I know how difficult it is. So I just want to thank Jenny for inviting me to spend this time with you this evening, and I hope that you all get a lot out of it. Lovely. So I've called my talk Genes, Genie, because this is all about genes, and the Genie test is what we're going to be talking about. And it is just a small part of the CIRS journey, of course, but can be a very useful one. So let's think about the CIRS journey. I kind of created something last night. I was trying to think of kind of like an interesting way to kind of think about the journey that you're all on. And we know about, you know, the 11 steps of the Shoemaker Protocol. Well, I thought I'd devise an alternate 11 steps just to kind of warm us up this evening. So step one is when we hear about the Shoemaker Protocol, we have this door to a magical world of answers. Everyone on this call tonight and anyone who's listening will know what that feeling is like when suddenly you are looking into this box of answers. It feels like, oh my gosh, somebody understands me, somebody gets this, there's answers, I'm not on my own, and there's light literally at the end of the tunnel. So it feels like a really amazing place to suddenly find yourself. And then step two is actually opening that door completely blows your mind, right? So we've been there, we were all excited about the answers. They're like, oh my gosh, what have we actually got to do to make it through the CIRS journey? And then step three is, well, for some of us, we hide our heads in the sand and just hope that it all goes away. It can't be real, right? This is big. If it was that big, then everyone in the world would know about it, right? But they don't. Only a few people are talking about this. So we kind of hide our heads in the sand and go, right, this isn't real. This can't be the answer. And we just hope that it all goes away. And then step four is, well, actually reality hits home. And I chose this image for a reason, because we've got a crying piggy bank here, haven't we? A money bank. So we know what happens. Reality hits home, and this really does have to be tackled. And for some, that can be quite an expensive thing to do if you have to remodel your home, if many members of the family are sick as well. And perhaps, you know, like me, for example, before I came the practitioner I needed myself, you may have been around, you know, up to 10 or 20 practitioners even before you find the one that really understands the CIRS situation. So reality hits home and you realize that this situation has to be tackled. And then the next step really is learning who and what to trust on your new journey. You know, you can make a lot of false starts. There's a lot of people that kind of think that they work in this area, but there's actually only a small number of people that really have the experience to really guide people through the protocol and using the science as well. But also learning who you can trust in your life as well, who's actually going to support you and see you through. And that's a hugely important thing as well. So it's who and what to trust on this new journey, and I'm hoping that some of this is beginning to connect with you, because you're really not alone. Everybody is having these thoughts and having these feelings about who and what to trust when you're starting out. So no matter where you are on your journey right now, these are all things that we really do have to think about. And so the next step is step 6 then is the first few steps in a new direction. So we're marching positively to change. We're committed. We know we're going to do this. And so we set off very confidently thinking that we're heading in the right direction. But then we can realize actually the enormity of the challenge and that it isn't always steps forward. Sometimes it's steps sideways, sometimes you have to circle back. And with exposure situations, sometimes if you have an exposure, that can really set you back as well. Sometimes part of a therapeutic may not be quite right for you, so you've kind of got to cycle back with your practitioner as well. So, you know, it can be something that really takes you in all directions. And then step 8 is realizing actually that you're not alone and feeling braver and getting support. And a group picture here for a reason, because you found Jenny, and Jenny is absolutely amazing. And what she delivers to people on this CIRS journey is absolutely incredible. And it's like the missing link, really. So I'm so delighted that you have Jenny, and I'm delighted to be here today as well. But it is really important to get support and to share how you're feeling and to not feel alone, because it's one of the worst feelings in the world when you think that you have a condition that hardly anybody understands. And the amount of steps that you will have all had to go through to find the right practitioner, you know, to find the funds, to actually get the support, and then to start to tell people about this strange invisible condition that you have. I mean, this is really, really big stuff. And I hope that everyone who's here is feeling the support from Jenny's group in the way that she intends it, because it really is an incredible thing, and definitely worth engaging with on a deeper level if you're just dipping your toe in at the moment as well. And then step 9 is trusting in a practitioner and a protocol and feeling the momentum of the therapeutic process. And when you do get that, and when you feel it, it is the most amazing thing. And from a practitioner point of view, I love it when I get a client who's just about ready to fly. And I sometimes even use that phrase with them, because I just can sense that there's a change in how things are going. And you just say, right, you are ready to fly. You can do this now. But that moment of trust is really important with a practitioner. And so I hope that you are all working with people who you really trust, and that you're feeling the momentum of the therapeutic process. Because it is important to feel that. It's important not to feel like you're stalling. And so if you ever do, it's really important to engage with whoever you're working with. I had a client today, and we don't have too many appointments because they don't have the budget for that. But I've worked out a personalized session plan for them. And although we haven't spoken for about 5 weeks, they had a problem 3 weeks ago, and they didn't let me know. And I just feel that they felt so isolated 3 weeks ago. And so I just reminded them that they're part of my client base, and it's okay to email me. It's okay to make contact and tell me that things haven't quite gone to plan, or that they have new symptoms. So it is really important when you're working with a practitioner that you can engage with them, and that they can keep you with that feeling of momentum as well, and get things addressed quite quickly. So I would say to all of you, never hold back in doing that, because you're the priority in this journey, and you're getting your needs met is really the most important thing. And then step 10 is the pictures actually start to piece together. So the pieces, I should have said, the pieces start to fit together. And so a real period of understanding starts to develop for yourself, about where your weaknesses are and where your strengths are, and how you're going to sort of work through the CIRS journey, and then also stay well, and what's in your first aid toolkit for the future. So the whole kind of picture starts to come together for you as those pieces start to interlock. And that really comes from educating yourself, which is why it's great that you're in this group with Jenny as well, and getting the extra education that Jenny offers, because there's nothing more empowering than actually to know and learn about where it is you're trying to get to and what those steps might be. To be a very passive patient is fine, but I do find that the people that make the most progress are those that actually want to engage. I do understand CIRS overwhelm, and I do have quite a few clients who have the overwhelm. So I know that it's not always easy to kind of start to engage. You've had too much. You don't want to know anymore because it's all so overwhelming. But slowly but surely, piece by piece, it is really good to try and engage, maybe not with the illness itself, but with the therapeutic process steps, so that you're focusing on the therapeutic journey rather than the sickness, if that makes sense. And then step 11 really is you feel stronger and you know you're going to be okay. And I think inside everybody who's gone through this process and who's going through this process, the further you get along it, the stronger you do feel. So for people who are still in those very early steps, I know it seems like a mountain that you've got to climb at the moment, but you will slowly start to feel stronger.